Alright, how's it going everybody, and welcome back to another Guild Wars 2 video. Since the last one with the whole power thing that we did, that has been a while, and now we have the Condi Warrior up for raiding. But this isn't something you will go for in Fractals unless it's 100 CM. Now, before I explain the rotation, the class, equipment, the skill traits, there's something I have to keep in mind to tell you first, okay? Why play Condi? The reason you play Condi is because a lot of the time in the raid bosses, they're going to be moving a lot. They're very mobile. And with power, you can't necessarily reach them and hit them. So I'm going to pull up paint right now like a professional streamer would do. Tech W. We're going to pull up paint real quick and let's show you everything. So I know this looks really stupid and completely unprofessional, but paint is love, paint is life, okay? We're going to explain everything here briefly. This won't take too long because I do want to get to the equipment set and everything. This is the Largos Arena. It's a circle. And Largos, if you guys don't know, it's a raid boss that moves a lot, and it's Condi Warrior is known to be good against it because of how mobile it is. So it starts in this corner, and then it moves here, and then it moves here, and then it moves here. And then it's moving all over the place. Sometimes it'll stay in the middle. Sometimes you have to run away to put the water thing. It gives you like a bubble. You have to move away from it. The reason Condi Warrior is good here is because you can consistently have burn damage being applied on the boss. If you're power, and let's say you press F1, okay, as your Berserker, you press F1 and you're power. You're trying, this is you, right? This is you, green. Your F1, let's say it has 5 seconds left. You're running. Oh shit, never mind. The boss went here. Oh, I have to go here now. Oh, it moved again. I have to go here. I have to go. Oh, wait. My Berserker duration finished. And I wasn't able to get as much damage in because the boss would keep moving around. So this is where Condi Warrior comes in. It is very good against bosses that have high mobility and they move around often. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's garbage in other bosses too, but it's commonly known to go Condi Warrior in those kind of bosses. Largos, another one being Desmina, because she moves a lot as well, and you're constantly moving. So Condi is very good on Desmina as well for multiple reasons as well. Not only because of mobility, but generally it is just moving around, and there's a lot of walls you have to avoid against Desmina, and you're just moving a lot, okay? So that's why Condi Warrior is very good against some of the raid bosses. Okay, so if you guys see on your screens right now, these are the class, the raid bosses rather, that are good to play Condi Warrior in. I would recommend the ones that are ticked because those are really, really good. They would be considered meta. So this would apply to Sabbatha, Matthias, Largos, Desmina, and Kadim. So these bosses, it's very good to go for Condi banners. The other, they can work, but it doesn't mean you can't go power on the other ones like Cairn, Zera, Veil Guardian. I go power on Veil Guardian. I go power on Samurag. Yeah, I go power on Samurag. Samurag's not an option in this one. I meant to say Mrfurythegreat Overseer, Wing 4. Mrfurythegreat Overseer. I go power. I don't go Condi. You don't have to. It just means that it's not bad to go Condi on those bosses too. Just as a quick tip, you can swap between power and Condi very easily by just having a keybind for it. So you can actually keybind it in your settings if you want. So if you ever decided, hey, I need to play Condi here, and then it takes you time to swap, you can easily do this. It's at the very bottom. Build template, I use numpad 1, numpad 2 for builds, and equipment templates, alt 1, alt 2, all using the numpad. So now that we got that out of the way, I just press alt 2, 2, and now I have my full build ready to go. So let's talk about Condi Warrior skills. We'll talk about equipments, okay? And then we're going to show you the rotation, which is obviously, from last time, it was everyone's favorite part of the Power Warrior Guide video. So we're going to talk about the rotation here. Okay, so let's get to the equipments here. We use our helmet here, Ascended. These are all Viper stats. So Viper helmet, Viper shoulders, Viper chest, Viper gloves, Viper Grasping Dead Luggards, Viper Shoes, and then you got the Sword and Torch, both Viper as well. And you have the Bow, Viper stats as well. Backpack, Viper. Viper. Viper, Miss Talismans, Miss Pendant as well, Viper, and both the rings are attuned and infused as Viper. Now you can see I don't have infusion slots in these because I only do these for raiding. I don't necessarily do them for fractals. You can do them for fractals, definitely. You can do it for fractals against the 100 CM boss, Sunqua Peak. But at that point, I feel like it's just better to just make a class that is specifically for Condi, like a Firebrand. There are multiple other classes that just have higher burning, they rack up the burning faster, Firebrand being one of them. So, let's talk about the runes real quick. Superior Rune of the Renegade is really, really good for Viper stats here. With the Viper, you get Condi and you get Ferocity. And obviously, 7% condition damage being the maximum. Super good. That's mainly what you want. You want Condi and you want the Ferocity. Okay? And now here we have for the sword, Superior Sigil of Geomancy. This gives you nearby foes bleeding for 8 seconds after swapping to this weapon in combat. And you're going to be swapping weapons often as well, because with the rotation, that's just how it's going to be. And then we have the Brazier, which is the torch. Inflicts bleeding for 6 seconds upon critically hitting a foe, and you're going to be mad critting. So don't you even worry about that. You have the precision, you have the extra ferocity damage from this. You are going to be critting, so this will boost up your damage overall. So it's not just raw Condi damage, but you're also applying critical damage. And finally, the bow, the masterpiece of this entire weapon set, the Awakened Longbow. Viper stats, of course, Superior Sigil of Doom and Superior Sigil of Earth. Now we go for Sigil of Doom because our next attacks will inflict 3 stacks of poison for 8 seconds after swapping to this weapon in combat. Whenever we swap weapon, boom, next attack will inflict 3 stacks. And you want that because you're going to be weapon swapping so much in this rotation. So ideally, that's what you want to aim for. Sigil of Earth inflicts bleeding for 6 seconds upon critically hitting a foe. Again, God tier. I would recommend that as well because you do want to continuously have bleeding and more Condi damage when you crit people. So, with the torch, we have the same thing as the bow, but they don't apply when the weapon is not held in your hands. So, that's important to keep in mind. So, that's it for the equipment. All Viper stats, explain the runes. Now we're going to be talking about the build. Ah, yes. The essence, the core essence of this entire build revolves around this. Okay? Arms, Discipline, Berserker. We go top, bot, middle. Top, top, bot. Middle, middle, middle. Okay? We're going to talk about each one. Arms, Furious Burst. Using a burst skill gives Fury. That's God tier. You definitely want the Fury. And that comes automatically within just playing with arms. But let's talk about the ones we have to pick. This gives you expertise based on your precision. And since you are playing Viper gear, the expertise stat is in there. So you gain expertise based on a percentage of your precision. So you do want to go for that because your expertise will even be higher. Now, what is exactly expertise? It is how long Condi stays on a target. So if you burn them, expertise will make that burn last longer. So ideally, you want a lot of it so you can keep that burn racking up instead of it running out. Next up, we go Blade Master. You gain expertise. You gain condition damage while wielding a sword. The sword skills gain reduced recharge. Now, why is that good? Because with sword, your sword 3, it's going to be really good to sword 3 often when the boss is under 50% HP. That's going to come in pretty big. That's going to be pretty crucial. And I would highly, highly recommend going for this as well. And on top of that, you gain expertise for free. So, and Condi damage, which is exactly what this build's all about. And finally, Furious. Critical hits grant bonus adrenaline and gain a stacking condition damage effect. So, what this does is, whenever you crit, you gain bonus adrenaline. And you gain a stacking condition damage effect which means overall you're going to be doing this every 10 seconds because it's a 10-second cooldown skill trait. It's basically the only good option out of the other two, because burst skills have increased crit chance is good for power PvP warrior, and attack speed increased while wielding a main hand does not matter because you don't want attack speed, you want burn damage. It's all about burn, burn, burn. So you want to go for skill traits that will help you with that. And the fact that it gives you adrenaline is huge. Discipline. Okay. So this is warriors' ranged weapons skill gain reduced to recharge, and their weapon skill 1 attacks are enhanced. So your bow 1 right here is going to have burn damage. Okay. And this applies to the rifle, I believe, as well. But since you're playing ranged with longbow, this is the ideal option to go for, really. It's wonderful, as well as the fact that you gain reduced recharge on the weapon, which is really, really good, and pretty much the only option, really, I would recommend here. Double standard is 100% what you want to go for. If you're raiding, this is something you have to go for. It's the only great option, I feel, out of the other two. And whenever you have banners set, it's going to affect you, and the banner effect will be improved. If someone else is going banners and you're going full Condi Warrior, this will still apply. And finally, Burst Mastery. Burst skills deal more damage, grant swiftness, and restore a portion of adrenaline spent. And the fact that you restore a portion of adrenaline spent is really, really good, so you can get more F1s in, and that's huge. And the fact that they do more damage and they give swiftness is really good, because swiftness overall is a great stat to have as a warrior. Having the ability to maneuver around a raid boss, especially on the mobile ones where you have to be in range and stuff like that, having a little bit of extra swiftness is a welcomed addition. But it's more so about the fact that burst skills do more damage, and you want to, you're popping off with damage. You're not just just holding 1s and 2s. No, you actually have a rotation, and you actually do pretty good damage for even a Condi Warrior. And finally, Berserker. You go Last Blaze, because when you use a rage skill, you inflict burning on nearby enemies. Number of targets that can be affected are 5. Doesn't necessarily matter, since you're mostly going to be fighting the raid boss. It's one target being affected most of the time, unless it hits more people. But yeah, when you use a rage skill, it inflicts burning on the nearby enemies, which is ideal, really, when playing Condi Warrior. Heat the Soul, you gain condition damage. You gain additional condition damage while wielding a torch. Torch skill, gain reduced recharge. You are playing with a torch and sword, so most of the time you're going to be going for Heat the Soul. Again, it's the main ideal option you're going for here, since you're playing with sword and torch. And finally, King of the Fires. Increase the duration of burning you apply. Gain Fire Aura when you critically hit an enemy, and you're going to be critting quite a lot. And the Berserker skill don't detonate Fire Aura, damaging and burning nearby foes. So what is Fire Aura? It envelops in a fiery shield that burns foes, grants might each time you are struck. Now the Fire Aura is actually a combo that you can do by combining different abilities within the rotation. So you're going to have a lot of damage if you apply the Fire Aura. And you can actually apply it with a certain skill as well. We're going to be talking about that. There's this skill here called Sundering Leap, where once you have a fire field around you, it can apply this. So when you go full Condi Warrior, without the banners, you can go Sundering Leap. But first we're going to be talking about banners. Let's make this first about banners, and we'll take it step by step, okay? There's no rush. Remember, all the timestamps are down below in the description if you want to get to the part where you want to go for. Feel free. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the rotation. Ah, yes. The best part about these guys that I'm making here is the rotation part, where we will be explaining and showcasing the damage that is dealt to the boss. So, how do we start, right? First, let's have our food. Red lentil sambusa. I like to call it sambusa. I don't know why. And tuning crystals. Okay, so we have our food applied. Both these are the Condi food that you're going to go for when you're playing Condi Warrior. And over here on the left, you're going to see the damage numbers, so you have an idea of how the damage is applied. Now here's what you do first. I'm gonna first showcase you the combo, and then I'll take it step by step. Okay? So for now, all you have to do is just watch. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that's pretty much the rotation that you go for, and I'm going to talk about it step by step. I may have actually messed up a little bit there as well, not going to lie, but we'll try not to mess up now, alright? There was a little mess up I did with my F1, Q, F1 at the end there, but let's go ahead and talk about each step that I have done, okay? Right, let's start with the sword, okay? So first, when you first start, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to drop your 5, your torch 5, which will give you that aura around you, and it will burn the enemy. So it's gonna go like this: 5, then weapon swap, 2, 5, headbutt, and then you press F1, F1, Q, F1, 2, T, weapon swap, 4, F1. Generally, that's your opener. But the reason we use 2 in the beginning is because it's a 4-second cooldown, okay? So when we use 2, 4-second cooldown, this means we can use then pin down, which applies bleeding, and then headbutt to get the full Berserker. Boom. Now, 2, 5, headbutt, okay? We got the first step, right? And then obviously your F1's gonna be full, so you press F1. Your 2's gonna be back up. F1, Q, F1, and then 2, and then press your T. I accidentally pressed 5, ignore that. I press T. Then you weapon swap 4, F1. Your 5 is not going to be up, by the way, because your 5 was used in the beginning. Okay, so let's talk about this again. Okay, here we go again now with the explained step. Let's go. Okay, so I have reset the goal and back to full HP. Now, I'm going to talk really fast each step, and I'll show you the damage numbers after. Okay, we're just gonna do the opener first. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. We begin with 5. So 5, weapon swap, 2, 5, headbutt, F1, F1, Q, F1, 2, T, weapon swap, 4, F1. Boom, 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 and then 1, 1, 1, 1. Weapon swap, 2, F1, 1, 1, 1. F1, 2, weapon swap, 4, 5, T, F1. Boom, 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 boom. And then what? Boom, 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 boom. There's gonna be another F1 here. F1, weapon swap, 4, F1. By the way, there is something I should have told you guys before. There's a frog leap combo. There's an amazing person from the Discord server of Crossroads Inn. He has a full explanation on the frog leap combo. I personally don't do the frog leap combo, but what it means is when you press 5 and then 2, you get the fire aura. Because 2 is a combo finisher, so it will apply to it, basically. So it's not so bad. You can do that when you swap to the sword. Step by step now, guys, okay? So we will start with 5. 3, 2, 1. 5, weapon swap, 2, 5, headbutt. F1, 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 Q, F1, 2, T, weapon swap, 4, F1. Boom, 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 and then you just spam 1, 1, 1, weapon swap, 2, F1, 1, 1, 1, F1, 2, weapon swap, 4, 5, T, F1. Boom, 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 hit, and then swap, F1, Q, F1, 2, 5. Keep hitting ones, F1, weapon swap, 4, F1, but your F1 is just about to run out there, so you can't necessarily put that off. But that is your combo, really, and usually it's going to be around 30k. I'm not perfect at Condi Warrior, I'm way better at Power Warrior, but this is generally how the rotation goes. It just depends how fast you do it and all those things combined. Usually you want to aim for 30k damage total, so as you can see here, like we reached around, I believe, 35k. Yeah, right here, if you guys see, we have actually peaked 36k damage. which is actually really good. That's really what you want to aim for. I'm kind of happy I got 36k, like around there. But that's generally your opener. That's what you should aim for. So this is with banners, right? So with banners, it's a completely different story because you only have your shattering blow. God. There was a mosquito in my face. I apologize. It literally scared the shit out of me. My God. Alright, let's go ahead and do full Condi Warrior now. Okay, so now this is full Condi Warrior. Now, here's the thing. I don't recommend playing full Condi Warrior because there are other Condi classes that are designed for it and probably do a better job at it. Such as Firebrand. I feel like Firebrand is more designed for the Condi kind of thing. The only reason you ever go Condi Warrior most of the time is because some bosses need Condi. And if you're playing Warrior with banners and you can't play Power, you can play Condi. You play Condi Warrior and you still use the banners. The banners is your use. People love you for your banners. People generally are kind of okay with you if you play full Condi Warrior. But just for the sake of this video, I'm going to explain to you the Condi rotation opener for this class, okay? For Condi Warrior. Nothing changes, same rune sigils, same everything, skill tree, everything the same. Nothing changes, just you go Sundering Leap, Outrage, Shattering Blow, okay? So now let's talk about the combo, alright? Here we go. First, I'm going to show you without talking, and then I'm going to talk step by step, okay? 3, 2, 1. And my Berserker ran out. Okay. I know. Listen. You're probably like, fuck this shit. And I understand. Okay. There's a lot of steps. Okay. And my peak was 37.2k damage. So obviously you're going to have just a little bit more damage than Condi Warrior. And you will notice that your Berserker duration lasts longer when playing full Condi Warrior. So to simplify this, I'm simply going to explain the rotation slowly now for the opener, okay? So it starts with Sword 5 just like last time. That didn't change. The idea is you will only use your E, okay, when there is a fire field. So if I do this and then that, this will be considered fire aura, okay? So your 5 does this, and your bow F1 does this. Whenever you put bow F1, use Sundering Leap. And I would recommend that. If you want to use your 5, use 5 and then this. Use Outrage when it's off cooldown, when your headbutt's not up. And then use Headbutt R in the next rotation. So you will start Headbutt R, but then you will press R alone. Because by the time you press R alone, your headbutt's going to come back up, and then you Headbutt R together. So it's like, you start Headbutt R, and then you wait, R, and then Headbutt R again later on as the cooldown passes. But let's talk about the rotation here slowly, step by step, okay? You start with 5, Sword 5. Sword 5, Weapon Swap, 2, 5, Headbutt R. R, the Outrage, will break the stun lock from Headbutt, okay? F1, F1, Q, F1, Shattering Blow, Fire Aura combo, weapon swap, 4-5-1. That's basically your opener. Basically. Okay, so I'm gonna do the opener fast now and explain to you fast. Okay, so let me get my adrenaline back to normal here. We're trying to use Sundering Leap whenever we drop our fire from longbow. Okay, so whenever we use Sundering Leap, we use it with the Berserker. Okay, so boom, and then we use that whenever we can, whenever we dropped it. But you also notice that whenever you press R, it cancels your auto attacking. So whenever you're like 1-1, when you press R, make sure you press 1 again, 1 again, 1 again, to reset it, because it feels like it cancels my auto attack a little bit there. Okay, here we go. Pay close attention. One more time. Torch 5, weapon swap, 2-5, headbutt R. F1, F1, Q, F1, TE, 2, weapon swap, 4, F1. Boom, 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 boom. Hit, 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 R, hit, 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 hit. Weapon swap, 2, F1. Hit, 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 hit. F1, 2, shattering blow, weapon swap, 4, 5, F1. Boom, 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 boom. Wait for the weapon swap, F1, Q, F1, headbutt R. 2, 5. Use the E because we cut fire aura. F1 again, shattering blow, 2. Weapon swap, 4, F1. Boom, boom, boom. Use the R, use the fire field. Swap, F1, 2. Boom, boom, boom. F1, Q, F1, 2. Headbutt R, T. F1, 5. Boom. We have our E up here, so whenever our 5 comes back up, we will do this. Boom, boom. Weapon swap, F1, 2. T. F1, Q, F1, 2. Weapon swap, 4. Hit, 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 hit. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Weapon swap, 2, F1, headbutt R to extend Berserker duration. Then we press 5. Shattering blow, F1, 2. Weapon swap, 4, 5, F1. Boom, 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 boom. Hit, hit, hit. And our Berserker duration ran out. I'm trying to make you see a pattern in what I'm doing, right? Sometimes you can use Sundering Leap with your 5 torch, or you can use it with your F1 and use that as the fire aura, which will obviously do a lot of damage. So ideally, you need to extend your Berserker duration by using Sundering Leap and Shattering Blow whenever they are off cooldown, and you can use Outrage to extend your Berserker duration. Now you will see sometimes I held it, like whenever in my sword, I wait till my weapon swap is back up. As soon as it's up, you swap, you F1, you do your combo. It's like, I wouldn't just use, like, just use everything, even if I'm in sword, doesn't matter. Like, you want to make sure that you use these abilities, right, your Sundering Leap and your Shattering Blow, in a way that's ideal, which will affect it. So you can use your Shattering Blow off cooldown. Whenever it's up, just use it. It will extend Berserker duration. And you're going to use it middle of your rotation whenever it comes back up. But Sundering Leap, if you have your 5, do it. Creates fire aura. Or if you have your bow and you swap to your bow, you F1 and then Q and then F1 and then Sundering Leap and do your combo that way. The golem is singing. The golem is singing. He's very, very excited because he beat the shit out of his ass. So that really is it for the Condi Warrior rotation. Again, I would recommend just sticking with the Condi Warrior with banners compared to without banners, because ideally you want to play Condi for, like, if you're trying to play Condi, you should play it in situations where the boss, it's needed to play Condi for the raid boss you're dealing with. What I'm trying to say is, if you play another class that's Condi, you'll probably get higher Condi stacks and like higher ramp up of the burning damage or the bleeding damage or whatever it is, poison damage. You'll probably get higher ramp up time with the other classes compared to Condi Warrior. So that's why I recommend playing with banners when you're playing Condi Warrior, and just play around those, because that's where your usefulness comes in. Your warrior, your strength comes with your banners. If you have another warrior that's also playing banners, consider learning a new class and a new Condi class and like master the rotation for that. Or you could just play Condi Warrior, full Condi Warrior without the banners and roll with that. It's not the worst thing ever. It's just there are classes that are They have higher ramp up time with Condi, like Firebrand, also Revenant. I think Renegade, or is it Renegade? I think Renegade not Alacrin, sorry, Renegade Condi is actually a thing too. There's Scourge. There are multiple classes. Alright, this doesn't mean that Condi Full Warrior is bad. It's actually really good, honestly. It does good damage. It's just that I feel like other Condi classes are maybe easier to learn, and they have higher ramp up time, so the bleeding, the burning really goes up faster than Condi Warrior, so you might end up having more DPS. But again, the DPS with Condi Warrior is not a laughing matter. I mean, I'm doing 36k damage, you know, with just my opener. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you are doing good damage, but some other classes may have faster ramp up time and faster, generally faster ways to get your Condi up. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching the Condi Warrior guide here that we got for raiding. Keep in mind, this doesn't only apply to raiding, it can also apply to open world. But generally, this is recommended for raiding and 100 CM Fractal on Sunqua Peak, because again, like we talked about how the boss moves fast, and Sunqua Peak CM, that boss moves a lot, which is where Condi Banner Warrior actually does pretty good. Although some people generally don't go Condi Banner Warrior on Sunqua Peak because the boss moves so much that you can't put the banners in one place where it doesn't move. So it's something to take into consideration. I would just literally just play Condi Firebrand and like learn another Condi class for Sunqua Peak. Like I said, if you're trying to go full Condi damage, I would recommend trying out the other classes because they do a very good job at it. But this is mainly for raiding, and I hope that this has helped out. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to check out our other Power Warrior guide down in the description below. And I wish you guys the best of luck in the world of Tyria. Have a good one, and peace out. Love y'all.